Chatfield. I'm joined by our Wolves correspondent here at the Express and Star, Mr. Tim Spears. Tim, you've been down to speak to Nuno today. I imagine it's been a very interesting press conference.
Yeah, not often, not always the case that Nuno doesn't enjoy his press conferences, and they've been winning week after week, and often it can be, occasionally mundane. But today that was not the case because there are issues to discuss here and things for Nuno to answer, specifically about his longtime friend George Mendes. This issue's reared its head again. Reported elsewhere that a number of rival clubs are expressing concerns about George Mendes' role at Wolves. I mean, this is nothing new. Mendes has been here almost 2 years, but it's going to kind of official levels here, and it's understood that it's going to be discussed at an EFL board meeting on Thursday, and there's a letter knocking around bringing up these issues. Apparently Leeds and Villa, who Wolves play this week, have expressed concerns in the past, and they were named in a report this week. Yeah, very interesting timing. I mean, there are issues here. Of course, there are. Fosun have a stake in Gestafood, which is the company that Mendes runs. Mendes was heavily involved in the Wolves takeover, and he's influential at the club. We know that, and he's got a number of players on Wolves' books. Nuno as well, of course. Yeah, there are a number of conflicts of interest here, but it's whether Wolves have done things above board, and they will maintain absolutely that they have, and that there's no case for them to answer. But anyway, it came up at Nuno's press conference today. His 3-word message, which he repeated 3 times, was, "I don't care." I do not care. He said that 3 times. He says it's not his issue. His job is to prepare the team. He's not worried. He trusts the club completely, he says, and I trust what the club are doing. Wolves are Wolves, agents are agents, other clubs are other clubs. I only care and focus on Wolves and our daily work. And he's spoken glowingly, of course, about Mendes in the past and the influence he has on Wolves and the good things that he's done for the club. So that's it as far as he's concerned. It doesn't really address the issue on behalf of Wolves, to be honest, but you wouldn't expect him to go into any more detail than that. So I'd expect that this issue will run and run. It won't be an EFL issue for too long if Wolves are going to be promoted, and it's one that the Premier League and the FA will pick up in the summer.
I suppose that's the big worry, is if it goes up to the Premier League, do they have to review it themselves? Yeah, well, the
EFL have done their own tests and passed Wolves' takeover. The Premier League will do their own, and they'll be just as much, if not more, stringent. So yeah, it will come up again in the summer.
That's it, and of course we've got a game to worry about tomorrow. Leeds. Big club, but they haven't been doing as good as many people have expected.
Well, I don't know about that. Yeah, it's a crazy club, and it just gets crazier by the year. And they've slipped down to banging mid-table now, 12th place. But Paul Heckingbottom is their new manager, and he's caused Wolves problems twice this season as Barnsley manager. Fans will remember Wolves got a last-minute winner against Barnsley, or needed a last-minute winner against Barnsley back in September, and then there's a 0-0 draw in January. That was under Heckingbottom as well. So he set up his Barnsley team to frustrate Wolves twice, and it's almost worked twice. So we'd expect the same tomorrow. He says it's the perfect game for his Leeds team. They got a 3-0 tanking at Middlesbrough on Friday. So yeah, of course, always a tough place to go, Ellen Road. And Wolves are on the back of their worst run of the season, albeit 3 games. But Nuno said today that they have slipped below their standards recently, not just the Fulham game. So he's looking for a reaction, as he was, of course, pre-Reading. Same messages today, really. But it's a big game for Wolves because they've got this massive game at Villa on Saturday. Huge game. And if Villa win tonight, and if Cardiff win tonight, then the gaps to 2nd and 3rd are down to 3 and 7 points. And if Wolves if Wolves lose tomorrow, if Wolves lose tomorrow, then suddenly there's so much pressure on that Villa game. So they want to avoid all that. They want to get back to what they know and what they do best, and get 3 points on the board tomorrow.
And is there any team news coming out, or is it all as it was?
No fresh injury news. Brighton and Bakari's still out. Ruben Neves is, of course, suspended. So yeah, I'd expect a couple of changes from that Fulham game. Potentially in the front 3. Bonatini didn't play that well against Fulham, but we'll see. We'll see how they've done on the training ground. But he wants to see a reaction, and I predict that he'll get it.
That's it. So the EFL matters with George Mendes, sure to rattle on for a little bit, but just this big game against Leeds and then Villa on the weekend. For all the latest Wolves news, make sure you stay with us at expressandstar.com.